Abdullahi Sadiq and Saratu Abubakar were declared winners of the 26th State Quranic Recitation Competition. The Nigerian Police Force pledges to tighten security at INEC offices. Serap took the Nigerian government to the ECOWAS court. On business news, federal government increases fare on Abuja-Kaduna rail service. On international news, the president who spent 43 years in power won the election again. And in sports, Germany keeps World Cup hopes alive after draw with Spain. Hello and welcome to Standard Voice Television News Channel. I'm Muhammad. Abdullahi Sadiq and Saratu Abubakar were declared winners of the 26th state-level Quranic recitation competition of Zamfara State. In announcing the results, Malam Yusuf Abdullahi Mafara declared Abdullahi Sadiq and Saratu Abubakar as Quranic personalities of the year. Zamfara State Commissioner for Local Government Affairs Alhaji Abubakar S. Bawa Dambo and Special Advisor of Chieftaincy Affairs Alhaji Yusuf Zugu have donated 2 cars to the winners of the competition. While presenting the cars to the winners, the Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalli, who was represented by his deputy Hassan Muhammad Nasiha and his wife Ramatu Hassan Muhammad Nasiha, has donated the sum of 700,000 naira to each of them for fueling and wished them success in the forthcoming National Quranic Recitation Competition. The Ministry of Mines and Steel Development says the Kanu Gold Soak and other regional projects being executed by the ministry will become operational by 2023. Mr. Olamileko Adeleke, the minister, said this when he was featured while speaking to newsmen in Abuja. Mr. Adeleke said the souk would make the country to become a world destination for gold. He said the government had trained people who will make pieces of jewelry, and then that they would be residents in that gold souk. In Kano, the gold is being taken out of Nigeria to places like Dubai and others, where they turn them into pieces of jewelry. He observed that people buy them at expensive prices there, but when the gold leaves Nigeria in its raw form, it was at a very low price. The Nigerian army has killed 4 bandits during a raid on their camps in Kaduna State. Kaduna Security Commissioner Samuel Aruwan said the forces in Operation Forest Sanity killed the people in Chikun local government area. In the statement he issued, Mr. Aruwan said that the soldiers followed the bandits and killed 2 of them. Secret reports received by the government from the area revealed that 2 more died from their injuries, while the reports revealed names of Dogo Malam and Bello Malam among the bandits who were killed. He added that the forces recovered 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 motorcycle and ammunition. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Alkali Baba, has ordered the state commissioners of the force to launch a security system for the upcoming 2023 general elections. Also, the Inspector General ordered them to ensure the deployment of anti-riot forces to the right places. The Inspector General stated that violence, hate speech, threats, intolerance, spreading false news and political extremisms are threats to the country's democracy and national security. The plan involves working with other security agencies in the country and discussing with stakeholders to find ways to tighten security at INEC offices. On February 25, 2023, voting will begin in the general election when Nigerians will elect the presidents, governors and members of the federal and state parliaments. Also, IGP Alkali asked the public to help the security forces in its efforts to protect lives during and after the 2023 elections. Meanwhile, several permanent voter cards and other items were destroyed when some of the hoodlums set the Independent National Electoral Commission office in the Easy local government area of Ebonyi State on fire. The incident occurred around 10 a.m. when some unidentified persons set the entire building ablaze. Senator Ademola Adeleke was at the weekend sworn in as the new governor of Osun State. The Chief Justice of the state, Justice Adekpele Ojo, swore in the new governor and his deputy at Osogbo Stadium, the state capital. While speaking after taking the oath of office, Mr. Adeleke said he will correct what he called injustice and bribery or other schemes committed by previous administrations against the people of the state. He announced the education, health, mining, agriculture, roads and drinking water will no longer be problems of the state as they were before. In July, Mr. Adeleke of PDP won the governorship election held in the state, defeating his opponent, the current governor, Adeleke Oyetola of APC. The anti-corruption organization SERAP in Nigeria has sued the government of the country before the ECOWAS court for failing to investigate the alleged oil pipeline theft between 2021 and 2022. The group wants the country's government to investigate and prosecute those involved in the matter before the court. This comes after the recent discovery of 58 pipelines that are used to steal oil after being dragged to the middle of the sea, where the oil is loaded onto large ships to be sold. Nigeria is heavily dependent on crude oil, and its revenues are in trouble due to oil theft, according to officials. The Society of Gynecology and Obstetrics of Nigeria has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to assent to the Maternal, Perinatal and Child Death Surveillance and Response Bill. It said doing so would serve as one of his indelible legacies to the people of Nigeria. Sogon's President Dr. Habib Adeleke made the call at a press briefing in Abuja while reading a speech jointly signed with the Secretary General, Professor Christopher Aimaku. The briefing was about the ongoing 56th Annual General Meeting and 11th International Scientific Conference of the organization, with the theme Improving Reproductive Health and Rights Towards Sustainable Development. It was organized by the Partnership for Advancing Child and Family Health at Scale Project of the Development Research and Project Center with the support of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now in business news. The federal government has announced that there will be a hike in the rail service fare as the Abuja-Kaduna train service gets set for resumption. The Minister of Transportation, Alhaji Muazu Sambo, disclosed this while announcing the extension of the resumption date at the station. Recall that the Nigerian Railway Corporation shut down the station following a brutal attack on passengers by terrorists sometime in March 2022. Speaking on the resumption of activities at the station, the minister said that there would be an increase in the rail service fare as a result of the economic situation in the country. The minister noted that the number of daily trips will also be reduced, adding that there would be no night journeys until further notice. Now in international news. The president of Equatorial Guinea, Teodoro Obiang Nguema Basogo, who is 80 years old, has won the country's elections again. Mr. Obiang, the longest-serving president in power, won the election with 95% of the votes cast in last week's election. The election has once again confirmed their victory, said Vice President Teodoro Nguema Obiang Mangwe, who is the son of the president. There were candidates in the opposition parties in the election, but it was not thought that they would be able to win the election. The opposition in the country accuses the president of appointing his family members to high positions in his government. Mr. Obiang took over the country in 1979 after a military coup. It was in 1968 that the country gained its independence, and until now, it has had two presidents, Francisco Macias Nguema and then Mr. Obiang. And now on sports news. Germany gave themselves hope of avoiding another early World Cup exit when they snatched a 1-1 draw with Spain as substitute Nicolas Füllkrug fired home an 83rd minute equalizer that cancelled out Alvaro Morata's opener. The result leaves Germany facing a must-win match against Costa Rica in 4 days' time, and also means Spain have yet to book their spot in the knockout phase of the tournament. Still on the World Cup, Morocco surprised Belgium after beating them 2-0 in the second match of the sixth group in the World Cup hosted by Qatar. In the 73rd minute, Morocco scored the fourth goal through Abdelhamid Sabiri, and Zakaria Abdul Klal added the second just before the end of the time. And that's all we have in news update for today. But before we go, a recap of the major headlines. Abdullah Sadiq and Saratu Abubakar were declared winners of the 26th State Quranic Recitation Competition. The Nigerian Police Force pledges to tighten security at INEC offices. Serap took the Nigerian government to the ECOWAS court. On business news, federal government increases fare on Abuja-Kaduna rail service. On international news, the president who spent 43 years in power won the election again. And in sports, Germany keeps World Cup hopes alive after draw with Spain. Thanks for watching. That's the news. On behalf of the editorial crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, once again, I'm Muhammad. Thanks for watching. Do have a nice day.